Good morning. Welcome back to Breakfast Television. It's becoming quite busy out on our major highways and expressways. We're now looking at one of our first problems of the morning, and it's over on the southbound 400 ramp to the eastbound 401, which actually looks to be fully blocked now, and it's all because of a collision. We do have quite a few tow trucks on the scene, maybe even MTO on the scene, and you can see that backup building behind this collision. Again, that's the southbound 400 ramp to the eastbound 401, and it's heavy from about south of Shepherd heading down towards that issue. Outside of that, you'll find it to be a pretty easy drive on the southbound 404 DVP combo, but starting to build from about the 401 to south of Lawrence. And it looks like we now have an issue on the eastbound QEW approaching Bronte, where we do have some lanes blocked off, all because of a collision. It looks like the left lane, and it's jammed up from approaching Burloak. How do you keep the romance alive once you've got kids? Find out in the parenting podcast, Dattitude with Vic LaRusso and Al Del Bene. Visit globalstorynetwork.com. That is a look at your drive, and now we're going to send things over to Frankie for a look at that forecast.
Thanks, Steph. Happy Friday to everybody. Temperatures right now, we're sitting at the freezing mark. Going to work our way towards some warmer air. It's been very cold over through Winnipeg. Areas of Winnipeg have been seeing wind chills this week, about minus 34 at times. Through the overnight last night, we did see some snow up through Sudbury and Muskoka. Here's a look at the future forecast. So Toronto this morning, going to wake up with some sunshine. We'll increase the cloud as we get our way into the afternoon. This evening, we could see some pop-up showers, possibly down through the Niagara region, but we remain dry here in Toronto. But through the overnight, by about 3 o'clock in the morning, we get wet. Looks like we're going to wake up wet, but it all depends on where that temperature sits. You can just see some of the higher elevations. That's the Dundalk Highlands, where a little bit of mixing happens in that area. But continuing wet through Saturday, let's look at Saturday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when I think wind direction starts to change, and we start to see all of a sudden some colder air. So on Saturday, through the late afternoon, early evening, could get a little bit tricky on the roadways. It'll push out. And then we're going to get into some flurries as we work our way in through Sunday. Highs today of 4 degrees. We'll hit 3 tomorrow. Once again, be careful when that wind direction changes to the north. Those temperatures will fall and conditions can change as well. And then on Sunday, +1 with a wind chill -5. Quite windy winds out of the west, 30 to 50 with a risk of flurries. That's a look at your next 3 days.
Scheer is stepping down as the leader of Canada's Conservatives just months after failing to lead the party to an election win. Scheer says he will stay on as party leader until his successor is found and will stay on as MP in his Saskatchewan riding. The 40-year-old came under fire for failing to bury the Liberals after a revelation Justin Trudeau had repeatedly dressed up in blackface and brownface as a younger man. He also was criticized for his views of LGBTQ issues and lack of a clear plan to fight global warming. Former Foreign Affairs Minister Peter MacKay, one-time interim leader Rona Ambrose, ex-deputy leader Lisa Raitt, and current Durham MP Erin O'Toole are rumored as possible replacements. The Ford government making dramatic changes to open up the cannabis market. The lottery system that faced a lot of criticism and put a cap on the number of shops is going up in smoke. Starting in the new year on January 6th, the Alcohol and Gaming Commission of Ontario will take operator license applications on a first-come, first-served basis. Then in April, about 20 retailers a month will be able to open for business. Pot analysts say this could finally spark enough competition to challenge the illegal market, but the price of legal pot will still be a major factor. The TTC board meeting to debate its 5-year plan yesterday, but seemingly without a plan on how to fund it. It needs almost $780 million to buy buses and streetcars and build new infrastructure. But so far, the vast majority is unfunded in its 2020 budget proposal. The TTC CEO saying this is just the start of discussions. As for the outlook itself, it includes possible new routes and exclusive bus lanes over 5 years. But next year could bring more headaches for transit riders. There are 166 planned subway closures, more than double from this year. 34 of them are weekend closures. That's up from 31 this year. The TTC saying it's a necessary evil. Keep watching. We will have an in-depth year-end interview with TTC CEO Rick Leary on City News at 5 and 6. Well, the Raptors' Serge Ibaka is used to being in the spotlight, and it was no different last night when he took to the red carpet at the TIFF Lightbox Theater for the world premiere of his documentary, Anything is Possible.
Changing people's lives, changing people the way they think, to me that's real power.
The The film chronicles Ibaka's journey from growing up in the Congo in Africa to winning an NBA championship with the Raptors. Ibaka returned to the Congo this past summer with the coveted Larry O'Brien Championship trophy.
This moment is not only about me, it's about, the world to see that, And the fact I brought the trophy back home, it was not only because of me, because of my teammates too. They was part of that. They helped me, they helped me so I can have opportunity to bring the trophy back home for the first time, So this moment is for everybody.